All right. So one of the high yield strategies I've seen during Star Blitz or Star Burst that I've used and I see other teachers use is prompt roulette, right? And so the idea is that you take the star prompts that have been released, or any prompts, you can create your own, right? I'm sure a lot of you have these lying around, and you have a kid go to their pre-writing or just a story about themselves they know really well, or something they know really well, and they have to try to match that to each prompt, right? And that's pretty. Maybe a lot of teachers already do that. It's good. I hope so. One of the things we like to do on top of that, or I like to do, is ask what do these prompts have in common, and what do they seem to be about. Like I think a lot of kids, and no fault to their own, see prompts in sort of isolation, and then they usually see them in a testing situation, right? Like you have the rest of class to finish this, and they don't see that all these prompts really are about kind of big ideas that hopefully they can write about if they take some time to think through it. So, seeing all the prompts together in a situation where they're not tested, they're just thinking about them and seeing them allows them to kind of de-escalate whatever they're feeling about the prompts in the moment. So it really builds some confidence towards that. And this is the same strategy in English 1 or English 2. So it does a couple things. It shows them that all these prompts have something in common, and they are meant to be answerable for each and every student. A lot of kids don't think that either, right? They think they're gotchas because that's just some anxiety that a lot of people feel around testing period, is that the test is meant to get you or show what you don't know, right? Instead of the opposite, to show what you know. So it alleviates some of that stress. It helps demystify the prompts a little bit. It lets them kind of intake it in a way that's not threatening. And then it allows them to practice a story from their lives, or if you're looking at a lot of pre-writing stories from their lives, and say, yeah, these do match, right? I can talk about anything on this prompt. It's a real confidence booster. You can do this in writing. You can do this in conversation. I know conversation isn't great this year in the Zoom or in the chats necessarily, but usually this would be a conversation in my class, not as much writing. I tend to pull back on the writing right before STAR so we don't have burnout the day of STAR tests. We're just like, how would you answer this? What do you know about it that would answer it? So as you see here, it says that they can read through all the prompts. So at English 1 and English 2, we have all the star prompts released in a file for you. I only made a copy of English 1 here for the sake of this presentation. And then we have a roulette wheel. Maybe you've done this before. So at English 1 and English 2, all the prompts are on this wheel, and click spin, it spins, and it randomly chooses a prompt for you. Thought that might be some novelty or fun for your students. So those are some things that you can do to help prepare for this. I also recommend, if you do the four box idea generator or four square idea generator from the other pre-writing model lesson, that you can kind of use that too. It's like, okay, can that story work for any prompt if we think about it again? So that's just a way to kind of build on some of the things you might have already done in Blitz or that you are doing. If you haven't done this before, I hope you find it useful for your kids. If you are doing it, hopefully this validates the work that you're doing. Or maybe I just showed you a way to do it just a little bit differently that might get you a little bit more lift. But I think reviewing prompts and having kids review stories from their lives and show that they can match any prompt is an incredibly empowering and useful strategy as a review for STAR. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know.